Microsoft will offer extended security updates for Windows 10, but it will not be free. Users will have to pay yearly fees to have Microsoft provide their Windows 10 machines the necessary security updates, and over the years, the price will increase dramatically. This is very similar to what we had with Windows 7's extended support program, which allowed businesses and enterprises who had compatible machines to be enrolled into this program, which gave them an extra 3 years of essential security updates. However, this program is quite expensive, and it is exclusive to certain markets. Home users may be able to find a method of getting these extended security updates for their Windows 10 devices, but this will require significant workarounds, which not everyone is prepared to do. But I am sure people may find a way to get this extended support program for entirely free. Many devices around the world are not compatible with Windows 11, due to it having incredibly restrictive minimum hardware requirements, and Windows 10 holds about 68% market share worldwide, on both desktops and laptops. Most of that market share is the business and enterprise desktops, as businesses tend to be slower to migrate and upgrade their existing systems. This is due to Windows licenses being an absolute rip-off. They are quite expensive, and yeah, you can buy cheap keys from places such as CD key sales, or use a special activation tool, which is free and is probably what most people do. However, businesses must have legal copies of Windows, and so it is hard for them to bypass the activation requirements without spending a fortune on a Windows key, and they generally have older computers in use, ones that could be more than 10 years old. Plenty of countries around the world, even the richest ones, still have poverty, and this also equates to less people paying for Microsoft's operating system, as many do not have the money for a license, or they object to purchasing it, for whatever reason that may be. So Windows 10 getting extended support past the October 2025 deadline is quite a nice offer from Microsoft, but as with Windows 7, it is not going to come for free, and your device has to be on an enterprise or business version of Windows 10. However, as mentioned earlier, there could potential ways the non-business users get these essential security updates, and these workarounds generally let you have them for free, but it usually requires you to edit the Windows registry, which can be daunting, and it requires some technical knowledge and skill. So unless you have that, I would highly recommend staying away from the registry editor unless you know what you are doing with it. Modifying Windows registry files can present huge risks in terms of corrupting or damaging the operating system. This could render it unusable, and therefore forcing you to install a fresh copy of Windows 10 or Windows 11. So always back up all your files before you think about modifying or tinkering with your operating system. And this applies to all operating systems, not just Windows. If you are not prepared to spend money, a workaround such as a registry hack can be incredibly convenient and a great solution for poor users who cannot afford the latest version of Windows. However, you could also switch to another operating system, given you are prepared to learn how it works, and how to use it. You could switch to Linux. But Linux generally lacks business standard software, and this can be a problem if the free software will not cut the mustard, and sadly, a lot of free stuff can fall short in terms of features and functionality, so a lot of you, especially business users, will not be able to switch to Linux, and generally speaking, Linux requires you to be more tech-savvy, as you have to use the terminal for certain tasks. A lot of tasks can be performed more efficiently using the terminal in Linux. However, it is quite daunting, especially for newcomers, and for many reasons, I would not recommend you switch to Linux. I only recommend it to those of you who are prepared to learn something new, and adapt to using free and open source software, and if that sounds impossible or not feasible, do not switch to Linux. It's that simple. You also have Mac OS, but this requires you to purchase new hardware, and specifically, Apple-compatible hardware, which will only become obsolete in 3 years' time. because Apple forces the latest version of macOS onto their users as well, so you will have issues once your version of macOS runs out of support, and macOS is not in the least bit anywhere near my recommendation list for so many reasons. So, will you plan on paying for the Windows 10 Extended Security Updates program, or will you simply upgrade to a newer version? Let us all know down in the comments section below. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. See you next video. Bye for now.